about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not really...
Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to Happy For Now. It's me Isabel here with a intro slash my beginner dark and taboo romance recommendations. I'm gonna try and give you some stuff that you're not gonna see all the time. Like, we're not gonna be recommending Sierra Simone here. I feel like she gets wrecked a lot. I do have one author that does get wrecked a lot, but I will be recommending her because I feel like she has the biggest variety to start from. And here's the key thing here. What is dark to you may not be dark to someone else, vice versa. Same for taboos. I mean, there's kind of a list of things that we would consider taboo, but some stuff can border. It may be more taboo for you than it is for me. I've discussed on lives before about how like religious stuff is just like whatever, because I wasn't raised that way. So that doesn't really set off my taboo meter necessarily, but the power dynamic of it does. So yeah, I'm going to talk about some romances that you can dive into that are a little less intense in the dark and taboo category. The first book I want to talk about is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. This is one I just read. This is a brother's best friend, I hate everyone but you, taboo romance. He is a bad guy, okay? He does bad things. There's like hints of mob sort of things. There's murder on the page, murder of family on the page happens and other things. And he's definitely a bad guy. He definitely only doesn't do things because he doesn't want to upset her. This solidly falls into dark romance, but it's not so dark that you're gonna be like, what am I reading? It's the kind of dark where you can really enjoy the fact that the hero feels the need to be moral because of how much he loves this heroine. And I personally adored this book. It's like a 4.5. It might be on my favorites of the year list, honestly, currently. I don't know. I keep thinking about it and I just really liked it. This is on Kindle Unlimited. I really think you can't go wrong with giving this one a try if you're looking for kind of some intro to dark romance with a brother's best friend trope that isn't like over the top, what do you want to call it? Like, it's not like the like overprotective part as much. And yeah, it was delightful. He also like, the steam on this is pretty good. It's definitely dirty. Like, he shoves her undies in her mouth at one point. That happens. Not a lot of sex scenes overall quantity wise, but the quality of them top notch. All right, let's talk about the queen. Katie Robert has a whole series called A Touch of Taboo, which I think is a great starting point. In fact, I own all of them. I thought I'd read more than, okay. I have read Your Dad Will Do, and I loved this. This is about her ex-fiance's dad and her hooking up as like a little bit of a revenge on him for being a piece of shit and cheating on her. And it's great. This definitely is, these all four of these, so like Gifting Me to His Best Friend, My Dad's Best Friend, and Seducing My Guardian feature very taboo topics and tropes, but they're all done in such an incredible way because that's what Katie Roberts' skill, in my opinion, is. She gives me a trope like, this is generally not what I'm into, but I know I'm gonna like this because Katie wrote it, and I know that it's like her 25th birthday and then she seduces him. So it's not like since she was 16 or like a teen trying to seduce him. But yeah, I think Katie Robert for Taboo is a great starting point because I do feel like these all are short, quick reads, and you can definitely like dip your toe into the water and see if you like one of the tropes. And if you like it, you can know what you like to find more in that category. I would be remiss also to not mention the Wicked Villains series. I can't find them. Anyways, beyond the point. These are all different taboos involving kink, more, and dark romance themes, kind of mafia-esque in an underground world. So you could also read these. That first book, Desperate Measures, has C&C, which is consent, non-consent. So if you're not familiar with DDLG dynamics there and some of that sort of DS dynamic, you might be a little off put by it, but I do think you can find a lot of joy in these books. And I love this series personally and highly recommend it if you want to dive a little deeper into the dark romance without going all the way down. And then we also have Neighborly by Katrina Jackson, which I've worked on my channel many times. This is basically erotica. Okay, first things first. But Neighborly, I need to read the first one in this, but Neighborly follows two women who have a relationship together while they're polyamorous together. And they have their own respective male partners. Their apartments, the apartment they rent, the girl and her couple, like them, butts against the wall of the other couple's apartment, and they can hear each other, and it is dirty, 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 and so, so good. But again, a little taboo. So you can dip your toes in. I don't feel like it's that taboo, so for some people it's definitely gonna be more taboo, but I don't really find polyamory that taboo. But I do feel like the idea of like hearing somebody is taboo. Katrina Jackson also has another pen name called Brandy Bush, and she has these erotic novellas that cover even more taboo topics. So one is The Roommate, and I really enjoyed this. It's a quick read as well. And this is about a girl that goes home with her college roommate and hooks up with the roommate's parents. There's no HEA in this, okay? Like there's not like a real HEA in this at all. This is literally about her like Christmas or Thanksgiving, I can't remember what holiday, home with them and them hooking up. And it is smoking hot. You are into romantic suspense a little more and you want to dip your toes in, I think Sparrows Web by Aletha Romig, that whole series, there's 4 series in it. I have to read the 4th one still, but that's beyond the point, is a great starting point as well, because these are more romantic suspense. Like there's a mystery building. They do all end on cliffhangers in their 3-book series though. So it is a bit of a commitment, I understand that, but I have really enjoyed these. They're definitely a nice dive. They're dark, but they're not that dark. Like it's like hidden identity and like finding out the truth about where you're from is the first book, along with other delightful things happening and a little like, you know, light bondage, I think, if I remember correctly, like light kink. Nothing to like push you too far, but just enough. I have to talk about Nikki Sloan, who I adore. So Nikki Sloan is a hard one to rec because I do feel like some of hers could be too much for people. And I have one of her series on my TBR still, so I'm sure that will show up in another dark romance rec when I do that again in a few months. But Nikki Sloan has 2 series that I think would be a great starting point. First, we have 3 Simple Rules, which is a sex club where a woman goes to sell her body for the night to pay for a thing that she messed up at work, and it ends up being someone she knows that buys her, and it goes from there. And the taboo here is more the workplace element, and obviously the idea of a sex club and like light, pretty light bondage situations happening. It's really hot. I really liked this. You have to suspend your disbelief a little bit on the workplace stuff, but I still felt like it was a really enjoyable read, and it's often free on Amazon for Kindle. So if you want to try it, maybe dip your toe in. Again, it's not going to be too over the top. I think the biggest conflict in this one is a workplace. There is a threesome also, which was delightful. And another one by Nikki Sloan that I love, this is, okay. When I rec this one, this isn't the one I'm saying like, give it a go if you're not feeling adventurous. No. If you want to dive in to something a little more dark and definitely a hell of a lot more taboo, The Initiation. It is a 3-book series. You are going to want to read all 3 most likely. It has a pseudo love triangle, and the reveal at the end of the first book will tell you if you're going to continue or not. And I can't tell you that reveal, but I will say it is bonkers what the setup there is as far as what has to happen for the initiation to be completed. Yeah. This one's smoking hot too. Very angsty, very like enemies to lovers-esque. Good banter. You've got one character that is definitely like a stern brunch daddy type, and we do love that. All right, then I've got a rec, another one that I think is a really great, like, borders the line of dark romance. That's Maybe Next Time by Christina C. Jones. This is also on Kindle Unlimited. I love Christina C. Jones. I've talked about her many a times in a rec video. And this one, so we have a hero who isn't gonna let his wife divorce him. He's not happy about it. And she comes home from work and he's like in her apartment in the dark. And he kidnaps her and takes her off on a vacation to convince her to stay and fix their relationship. So that's kind of what makes it dark and taboo, is the kidnapping. Also, his background, like when they first met, is definitely not on the up and up. Like, he was probably involved in some not legal things, but he currently is like fully involved in legal things. And it is so good. I was like, I should not find this as hot as I do, but holy crap, I find this really hot. I love the idea of a guy that said, no, we're gonna work this out and actually communicate, and makes the communication happen. Like, that's beautiful. Anyways, too much revelations on my ends, but anyways, I love communication, and I love the idea of being like, we're gonna figure this out. And I think that's it for all of my intro dark romance recs. If you want a specific trope, let me know in the comments down below. I will try to give you a little something you could try. Maybe one of these will spark your interest if you're new to giving these a go. I definitely think any of my followers who are interested in dark romance but nervous to start, these are all great picks for you. And let me know what one you're gonna read next. If you don't want to do that, drop a jack-o'-lantern emoji, because I'm dreaming of Halloween already. Hence the black lips. I'm literally like, is it fall yet? Y'all, it's not even summer. And I'm like, is it fall yet? So that's where I'm at mentally. It's probably because of the heat. Anyways, beyond the point. Drop me that jack-o'-lantern. You can find links to all these books in that description box, as well as links to anywhere to be my friend on the internet. And I will see y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.